Don't miss these 7 good morning texts. No woman can ignore them. High-value men. Just think of how wonderful it would be to know that particular someone is always thinking about you. Imagine them waking up, checking their phone, and seeing your message, causing them to smile right away, and it's not just any message. However, they are moved and interested to learn more about you by something that piques their interest. That's just what I will teach you today. But first, allow me to ask, when was the last time you sent a good morning greeting and waited impatiently for a response? Most people make serious blunders, so if you've ever been in that scenario, you're not alone. In this first encounter of the day, losing out on important chances to establish a rapport. Now picture having 7 enchanted messages and 7 infallible strategies to enthrall anyone. Leaving them excited for the next encounter seems too wonderful to be true, doesn't it? Trust me, it's genuine and within your reach. Let's get started with the first message. First, the mystery. Have you ever given any thought to what it is that a lady remembers you throughout the day after you send her a nice morning text? It's about making a lasting impression on her, not about sending her the same old good morning greetings that all the other guys send. It has a straightforward psychological explanation and appeals to one of the strongest human emotions. When you add a little suspense, like saying, "Good morning," it sparks curiosity. "You won't believe the dream I had last night about you." It creates an endless cycle in her thoughts. What are you thinking? The Stoic attitude teaches us how to be subtle, an emotional restraint, never providing too much but just enough to pique curiosity. Seneca reportedly remarked, "The power of the mind is unconquerable." High-value men naturally grasp this balance and know that generating curiosity is about developing a deeper connection through intelligent communication, not about manipulating others. Imagine this in a world where there are countless distractions and rapid pleasure. In fact, it makes you stand out to be the man who allows a little uncertainty. It's refreshing that most people these days overshare, but when you keep your cool and keep everything a secret so she has time to reflect. When was the last time you felt enthralled by someone who was candid about everything, which is uncommon among individuals, particularly ladies? Enjoy solving riddles, and when you can gently portray yourself as one, a contemporary illustration of this is that she will continue to think about you even when you are not around. Examine the behavior of persons who publish about every aspect of their lives on social media. Frequently disappear, while those who share strategically just enough to pique others' interest are the ones who attract attention. Stoicism in relationships is no different in contemporary life, particularly in interpersonal interactions. Encourages you to be thoughtful about what you do and to provide just enough to build a relationship. The next time you send that good morning text, however, make sure to keep it interesting. Keep a little mystery in mind and consider how you may build suspense. Don't give away too much, master, and you're not only conveying a message. Creating a lasting impression is something that high-value men are well aware of. You embrace the wisdom of Stoicism by doing this and applying the Win Stoic principles through managing the story and eventually how you're seen. 2. The second message is about making people feel good. It's a chance to establish a genuine emotional bond rather than only saying hello. Rather than sending a generic good morning, the kind that no woman can readily disregard. What if you wrote a message that was sincere and considerate? Because of their innate emotional depth, women look for connection. By demonstrating your interest in what she values most, you distinguish yourself as a valuable man. Imagine waking up to this good morning message. What are your current aspirations? I hope today helps you get closer to your goals. This text not only wishes her a nice day, but it also creates an opportunity for deep dialogue. It goes beyond casual conversation about her goals, her hobbies, and what drives her, encouraging her to divulge more personal information, which forges a connection that is stronger than most men realize. One of my friends, a man who adopts a Stoic mindset, discovered this the hard way. He liked to show off his accomplishments to women by showering them with praise, until he changed his strategy and took the time to inquire about their opinions every day. However, dreams and sentiments that he genuinely saw a shift. A woman who had previously come across as aloof started to open up and communicate more because she felt understood. He began to care about her true self instead of what he could gain from her.
Have you ever considered how a single well-considered question could spark an insightful discussion? That's the power of purposeful communication. It's not about giving her too much attention. However, being there is the key to demonstrating your interest in her as a person and allowing the discussion to flow organically, like in Stoicism, where focused, careful attention is paid to the areas that are most important in your journey as a man of high worth. These heartfelt remarks have the power to transform routine texts into authentic moments of connection. Are you prepared to become a high-value man? And growth. As a high-value man, I'm prepared if you're ready to comment. So, the next time you grab your phone to text her good morning, consider how you want to make her feel. What kind of impression do you want to make on her day? Big gestures aren't the key to capturing her heart. However, the modest, deliberate acts that give her a sense of recognition and worth. Gaining Stoicism will let you realize that the caliber of your relationships greatly exceeds the number. 3. All about encouraging innovation is the focus of the third message. Her ingenuity and mind stimulation with limitless possibilities are the main goals of the third good morning text, a potent method to establish a deeper connection because relationships are more than just physical attraction. However, this message really shines when it comes to mental stimulation as well. Try this good morning if you could be anywhere in the globe at this moment. This seemingly straightforward inquiry, "Where would you be?" does much more than just initiating the typical small talk. It forces her to stop, think, and consider what she wants. By connecting those ideas to yourself, you're doing more than merely conveying a message. You're taking her on a creative adventure, and the greatest thing is that you're the one leading the way. This open-ended question encourages her to divulge a personal detail, setting the basis for future discussions, perhaps even a dream or goal she has never expressed before. Considering how frequently we allow others to share our dreams, consider the following. According to one of the most well-known Stoic thinkers, Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life relies on the caliber of your thinking, which is precisely what you're doing here. Improving the conversation's quality and relating her ideas to a shared. As you both visualize these far locations, you are developing a relationship of trust and mental adventure, and a feeling of cooperation in this made-up world together. This silent yet profound life lesson serves as a reminder that deep connections are important, are based on shared experiences rather than just brief interactions. Whether imagined or real, what sort of dialogue do you want to start? What experiences and dreams will you unearth through your texts when you push her to think creatively? The foundation of this method is Stoic ideas that extend beyond words. However, the key to understanding someone's innermost desires and ideas is to ask what Stoicism in relationships is, and learning how to use these age-old lessons to create deeper, more lasting relationships. Engaging with purpose already demonstrates to her that you are a valuable man, and someone who recognizes that genuine attraction starts in the mind. 4. Creating awe is the main focus of the fourth message. Good morning messages are significantly more effective than most people think. They're not simply for greetings. However, it's important to establish an atmosphere that immediately piques her interest and moves her feelings. Consider, for example, the fourth message, which emphasizes arousing awe. Last night, something amazing happened when you sent a message like, "Good morning." You're not simply sending words, "I'll tell you later. That reminded me of you." Sending her a message like this is like sowing a seed that will grow throughout the day. Captivates her in a moment of expectation, stimulating her interest and making her want to know what's on your mind. According to Marcus Aurelius, the soul's color is influenced by the hue of its ideas. And by leaving her perplexed, you are stimulating her mind in a way that increases her desire for you. It is more important to strengthen the bond by providing exciting and mysterious times than it is to play games, something that the majority of men ignore in today's world, where everyone is inundated with vapid. This letter sticks out among routine discussions because it serves as a reminder that careful communication can result in stoic contentment when you add significance and presence to someone's life. By demonstrating that you are distinct from the cacophony around her, you are in line with today's stoic ideals. Being deliberate, powerful, and calm the next time you want to make an impression on her.
Instead of settling for the standard good morning, take advantage of the chance to create a memorable moment. That creates suspense, keeps her thinking about you, and provides access to a more profound, more significant connection. Did you find the information presented today intriguing? Have you gathered any inspirational sayings for yourself? If yes, please share your favorite quotation to date. 5. The topic of the fifth message is revisiting memories. One of the most potent instruments available to a stoic, high-value man is the skill of using well-written words to evoke feelings. The fifth good morning paragraph is a fantastic illustration of this, one that reminds her of special times you've spent together. Not just good morning. You are reminding her of the unique occasions that distinguish your relationship from others. For example, good morning. I was just thinking about our park day. What if we could revisit that moment? It was such a great time. By doing this, you are not only bringing back a pleasant recollection, but also rekindling the feelings associated with that day. Reminiscences of happiness, laughter, and connection are immensely potent, because when she is reminded of those feelings of happiness, it establishes a connection between the past and the future. It's as like you've given her the secret to releasing her sense of intimacy and security with you, and she will inevitably want to have more of it. This isn't deception, it's the epitome of emotional intelligence and a sign of a high-value man. What do you think of this sentence? Who knows how to make an impact that lasts? Would you please leave a remark saying very good if you think it's good? That would be really appreciated. Thank you so much. In the fast-paced world of today, consider how uncommon it is to genuinely appreciate something. Just consider how seldom we even stop to acknowledge and value the moments of the past. Sharing texts like this gives her an opportunity to take it easy and relive the important occasions, which anticipates the next memorable moment and makes her feel seen. This illustrates that deep connections are not formed on a surface level. Level interactions, they have their roots in the things that evoke strong feelings and establish enduring connections. So consider, when was the last time you helped her recall why she likes to be with you? 6. The sixth message focuses on subtly expressing gratitude. The sixth good morning message is a terrific way to start the day off right, I can assure you. One based on modest, considerate compliments. When they feel sincere, no woman can refuse a compliment. And intimate, but the trick is that it needs to go deeper than that. Too many people use generic praises, believing that they will be sufficient to get someone's attention. Good morning, but as a high-value man, you must look at the bigger picture. You know what I like best about you? Your laughter brightens every space. The reason it works is that it's not about her appearance or anything ephemeral. You're focusing on something genuine by selecting her laugh, which indicates that you've been listening. The smallest things are frequently the most potent, as Stoic life lessons remind us. According to epic professors, we can listen twice as much as we speak because we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. When you listen intently, pay attention, and appreciate her humor, you may see past looks. Thus, consider when you last truly observed something special about a person you care about. A nice compliment is more than just flattery. It's a way to demonstrate that you genuinely see and recognize a person's true self, which is what creates a solid bond. Being alert and in the now is where Stoicism comes in, and understanding what is true and significant. Therefore, what does Stoicism actually entail? Seeing and appreciating the little things in other people is important for men. Considers how many people can truly argue that it is an indication of genuine character. They focus on the distinctive nuances that make people unique. Therefore, you stand out by doing this. Therefore, the next time you send a good morning text, make sure to intentionally choose your words. How can you help her feel noticed today? 7. The topic of the seventh message is humor. Her day should begin with a grin, therefore the eighth message you send should be humorous. Not only conveys a sense of playfulness, but also quietly shows that you, as a high-value man who doesn't take life too seriously, humor is a great way to build rapport. And it helps demonstrate that you're not strict or overly serious, even though you have a stoic outlook. A straightforward greeting, such as, "Good morning. I had the most bizarre dream last night. As a superhero, I saved a person who first accomplishes two goals." It instantly piques her interest, and she might question why he was having superhero dreams. Secondly, it lightens the tone, which is exactly what you wanted to happen next, linking you from the beginning of her day with enjoyment and optimism. Women love guys who possess these attributes and who can gracefully navigate life's obstacles, yet still have the ability to make someone else's day happier. Consider contemporary partnerships, where a lot of talk occurs, especially in the beginning, are stuffed with politeness or superficial greetings, like a good morning SMS with a joke. Breaks through that, like the man I know who put in a lot of overtime at a hard job. He would write his lover a clever note every morning, something lighthearted, even ridiculous. But it always had the same result. She would laugh and respond enthusiastically. And it was more than just the words that kept their relationship healthy, even when they were both busy. It was the way he stood out from the others, even if other men may just say, "Good morning." Although being serious has its place, he conveyed something that ignited something special and unique. Demonstrating your ability to have fun and be lighthearted in ordinary situations is appealing, and I looked forward to his texts every morning. And that's the trick here. Now think about the last time you truly made someone laugh. Simply put, comedy is more than just being amusing for the sake of amusement. Building a relationship and reducing any tension or formalities that could be there are the goals. When you can make someone laugh or smile, especially in the morning, you're connecting yourself with good emotions. And as a stoic-minded, high-value man, this becomes a component of your balanced approach. You strike a balance between playfulness and wisdom, seriousness and resemblance, and power and humor. A woman is already experiencing great feelings when she begins her day laughing because of you, and you will be credited with making her day since these feelings will be connected to you. A man who can manage the important aspects of life while simultaneously finding joy in its lighter aspects is slightly better. Thus, consider whether you are successfully incorporating humor into your discussions. Women prefer males who can emotionally connect with them, so are your messages too direct and uninteresting? And humor is a direct result of that interaction. It allows her to unwind, allows her to have more meaningful interactions, and fosters an atmosphere where she feels comfortable being herself. However, it's more important to establish yourself as the kind of man she wants to be around than it is to make her laugh. The Stoic mindset is characterized by the ability to negotiate life with both seriousness and delight. It's acknowledging the difficulties in life and enjoying the good times. So the next time you're writing that good morning text, think about how you can make it unique. Be the guy who can make her smile with ease and whose texts she eagerly awaits. Every morning, as it's the high point of her day, not just a ritual. Moreover, keep in mind that the lesson here is about intentionality rather than merely sending amusing messages. Being aware of how comedy fits into your overall strategy as a high-value man and utilizing it to foster deeper ties in your relationships. Do you share the aforementioned viewpoint? If yes, please leave a comment. If not, feel free to leave one. I'm not sure, but I'd want to hear your opinion. 8. The eighth message focuses on inspiring others. Let me tell you, friend, if you want to stand out from the crowd and have a significant influence, no lady can overlook a strong message of motivation to get her day started. The key is to demonstrate that you truly care about her, not merely to say good morning. Growth, achievement, and well-being. Picture her beginning her day with this: good morning. Remind yourself of the single thing preventing you from realizing your dreams. Act now and make it happen. This is not just a text, it is a subtly potent call to arms. Reminder that she has all she needs to overcome any obstacles that may come her way. You are providing her with more than just a greeting when you send her a message like this. You are also offering her support. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, was empowering and encouraging. The quality of your thinking determines how happy your life will be, it was once remarked. And that's precisely what this essay is about. Changing her perspective to one that is optimistic. High-value men comprehend the importance of action-oriented thinking, that helping the lady they care about entails helping her achieve success. In addition to her feelings, how do you think she'll feel each morning knowing that? You're considering how to support her in her endeavors, demonstrating your interest in her path. Not only her presence in your life, which is where the true power is found.
Take a moment to consider the number of people in her life who are doing it. Most likely, very few, if any, texts of this nature not only set you apart from, but also gently tells her that worthy guys don't merely take. By doing this, they encourage others around them to improve. Here is where Stoic life lessons come in, as they establish their position as indispensable. Stoicism tells us that in order to be happy, we need to be smart and helpful to others. According to Seneca, another great Stoic, we learn while we teach, therefore encouraging her. Asking yourself what you would value more would also help you to reinforce your personal growth and achievement mindset. Consider how she feels after reading the communication, whether it is made up of meaningless words or sincere support that gives you motivation. This embodies the qualities of a high-value man, someone who not only lives with self-assurance and purpose, but who also uplifts those around them. If you've ever wondered what Stoicism is and how to use it in everyday situations, this is a great illustration of how you are leading with wisdom and exhibiting Stoic values. Action and charity. So how will you apply this strategy? Are you prepared to make a deeper, more enduring impression the next time you deliver a message? I can assure you that no lady can overlook that 9 because it speaks to her soul. 9. Being mindful is the focus of the 9th message. Imagine discovering a message upon awakening that not only welcomes you, but also speaks to a deeper aspect of your spirit. It should never be a standard greeting for high-value men to send a good morning SMS. It's a subdued method of demonstrating your consideration and attention to detail. Take this instance from a woman's life. Good morning. I've noticed that you've been working very hard lately, and you really deserve to take some time today to unwind and rejuvenate, so I sincerely hope you can. Not only are you acknowledging her morning with this single message, but you're also acknowledging her. This message is very powerful since it demonstrates your awareness of her feelings. He teaches us to be present in our relationships through Stoic life lessons. Seneca reportedly stated that one should observe and behave in ways that foster emotional connection and trust. Our imagined suffering is greater than our actual suffering, which emphasizes how crucial it is to help others, urging them not to let the supposed weight of the world pull them down and to be kind to themselves. Sending them this considerate letter will relieve them of needless burden. By gently asking her to stop, take a deep breath, and consider the equilibrium in her life, you're something that many of us overlook in our daily lives. But consider how that tiny act of attention on your behalf can enhance your emotional bond. Have you ever thought about the profound effect that a simple, you can use a heartfelt letter as a regular reminder that someone is thinking of you, and more significantly, are you acting in a way that gives her support as a high-value man? This is where Stoicism is essential, not only today but every day. Teaches us that our behavior, no matter how minor, may have a significant impact on our relationships. The real worth is found in such small actions in a culture that frequently emphasizes large ones. Providing regular care by implementing these mindful techniques into your building a foundation of respect and trust with your conversation, not simply texting. Fundamentals of every healthy relationship. If stoicism isn't an intentional method of acting, what is it? In every aspect of life, including romantically. The 11th and last message is about creating excitement, one of the best valued yet most underappreciated strategies for generating interest and attraction. The Good Morning SMS is one of a man's tools. When used properly, it's a straightforward gesture, can create an impact that lasts throughout the day, but not any message will do. Writing writings that evoke a deeper level of interest and enthusiasm requires a nuanced art. Good morning. I am looking forward to seeing your reaction as I prepare a surprise for you. This message combines mystery, promise, and expectation in a way that goes beyond simple greetings. Components that are essential to maintaining her interest throughout the day. Marcus Aurelius famously stated, "The quality of your thinking determines how happy your life will be." This is true in this case. By fostering a sense of curiosity in her, you are affecting her emotional condition, keeping her linked to you by means of her own optimistic expectations. It's a Stoic idea that applies to contemporary relationships, using your actions to motivate. The complexity of this strategy allows you to get the desired responses without resorting to manipulation. Instead of bombarding her with lavish displays of affection or meaningless praise.
By allowing her imagination run wild, you're giving her something to anticipate. In the fast-paced, low-tension world of today, this works especially well. A thoughtfully written good morning message stands out in a world full of distractions. Because it's deliberate and thoughtful, that's why it's important to keep in mind that authenticity is everything. And these works' power lies not in their words alone, but in the genuineness of them as initially suggested by epic teachers. Declare to yourself what you would be, then take the necessary action. Be the type of man that doesn't merely transmit these messages in your encounters, because you truly want to make her day a little better, not just for the sake of it. Here, authenticity is the key to attractiveness, since women are naturally able to tell whether something is. Many males struggle when sending texts because they are forced or insincere, wishing for a quick fix, yet Stoicism encourages us to be intentional. To act intentionally, we must consider not just what we say, but also the timing of our words. Every day, everything sends the same kinds of messages, as the phrase goes, converts predictability into monotony very quickly, and routine is the fastest way to extinguish excitement. Alternate between lighthearted and entertaining texts and more serious ones instead. This unpredictable nature keeps her interested without making her feel insecure. Emotional ones. Just as you wouldn't overindulge in any one feeling, Stoicism today teaches us equilibrium. As Seneca pointed out, you shouldn't give her your undivided attention because distance adds worth. We waste a lot of our time, not that we have a limited amount of it. Make good use of your time, allowing for brief periods of quiet or little conversation to create tension. When you are overly available, the enthusiasm wanes, which is when Stoic happiness becomes relevant. Being satisfied with yourself and realizing that your value is independent of other validation is important, but keep in mind that there's a thin line between playing games and generating speculation. What you want is for her to feel delighted rather than nervous, unquestionably, which is why you should always speak with respect. Instead of manipulating, the objective is to build a relationship based on shared experiences and satisfaction. You should demonstrate in all of your communications that you are aligning yourself with Stoic principles. You take charge of your words and deeds and let go of everything else. The result is beyond of your control, regardless of how excitedly she reacts. Being consistent in your approach while remaining adaptable when necessary is crucial. As Marcus Aurelius says, you are in control of your thoughts, not external circumstances. Find power by realizing this. There's more to these good mornings. Texting her is more than just making her smile. It's laying the groundwork for a deep connection. These messages, one at a time, are your means of expressing your concern. Implies you're perceptive and wise in the art of nuanced communication. However, they are only the start. A high-value man understands that true attractiveness extends much beyond superficial exchanges. These messages are only instruments to unlock the door. Your confidence and mannerisms in every area of your life are what really pique her interest. Respect for yourself and your capacity to be true to yourself, stoicism, which emphasizes inner fortitude and emotional fortitude, instructs us that real strength originates from self-mastery rather than dominating others. As you proceed, remember to share your experiences. Which of these messages do you believe to be most important? Will speak to the woman you're interested in the most? Post it in the comments. It might be helpful to someone else who are negotiating the same challenges, and keep in mind that perfection is not the goal. Progress is key. The more you practice, the more organic these exchanges will become. If this information was helpful to you, please like and subscribe so that you don't miss any more videos. Full of effective methods to improve your relationships after all. Every step you take on the continuous path to being a high-value guy puts you one step closer to your ideal self. In keeping with today's Stoic wisdom, here are 7 wonderful morning texts that no woman can ignore. These messages demonstrate your value, confidence, and the type of man you are. They are more than simply words. You're not only making her day when you send these, but you're also reminding her that she should give you her time and attention, and keep in mind that valuable guys don't chase. They appeal because they are deliberate, considerate, and in charge. If this video was useful to you, please give it a thumbs up and forward it to a friend who might benefit from the advice. Remember to click the notification bell and subscribe to Win Stoic for more articles like this one. Thus, you'll be the first to know when our next video is released. The journey to becoming a high-value man, and our goal is to help you at every stage. See you in the future video. When she learns that the man has lost interest, the woman becomes desperate. Lessons from Stoic life. Start your day with a strong attitude by sending SMS that are impossible for any woman to ignore. These 7 good morning texts are designed to grab her interest and let her know how valuable you are as a high-value man. These texts project confidence, proving your thoughtfulness without being intrusive. But here's the catch. A change in her perspective occurs when a man like you begins to distance himself and show less interest. She starts to understand how important you are and what she stands to lose. She feels frantic to reconnect as soon as she realizes you're not giving her your whole attention. According to these Stoic life teachings, men of high value never seek or plead for attention. Instead, they remain respectful of themselves, understanding that by assuming a posture of quiet assurance in their favor, the dynamic automatically changes. First, make her the one who is desperate. The power dynamics in partnerships frequently depend on when a man starts to see his own value. He takes control at this point, so you make her the one in need. By realizing your worth and refusing to accept anything less, not by coercion. The ancient Stoics taught us that real strength comes from being able to manage our own reactions, rather than attempting to exert control over others. Thus, instead of pursuing someone, when someone merely shows token affection, it's time to back off and allow her to understand what she stands to lose, as stated by Marcus Aurelius. If you focus on scarcity in your thoughts, your spirit will become colored by those thoughts. You will accept anything, but if you adopt an abundant mindset, you will demand more because you will realize how valuable you are. When you are constantly available and attempting to please others, you are effectively ceding control. Furthermore, whether she intends to or not, she will use that power against you. But reversing course and demonstrating that you have alternatives and won't settle for less. This has nothing to do with playing games. You totally change the dynamic. It's about showing that you value yourself and that you won't accept anything less. It's not what happens to you that counts, but how you respond to it, as epic teachers sagely pointed out. You should distance yourself rather than try harder when you feel underappreciated. When she recognizes that she is no longer in control, panic strikes. The knot in your gut you had when you thought you would lose her has suddenly moved to her chest. She is the one in a desperate attempt to recover what she believed to be safe. And the power changes at this point. You are no longer the one pleading for her time or love, but instead you learn to value yourself as a man. When his wants aren't satisfied, he doesn't hesitate to go. This is where the lesson of self-respect is applied when you maintain your standards. In addition to defending your value, you're also teaching her how you want her to behave. To receive treatment, Picture the situation where she is the one sending the late-night texts. In an attempt to win back your favor, she is the one who discovers that you weren't paying enough attention to a given, and the good news is that you don't have to ask or plead for it to happen. Respect comes easy to you when you just stand up for what you deserve and don't settle for anything less. Seneca once stated that the impoverished man is not the one who has too little, but rather the one who yearns for more. By taking a step back, you're demonstrating that you want respect and mutual regard more than she does. In today's world, this means not being too available or going out of your way to help someone. It's important to recognize if she is unwilling to provide you with what you need if she isn't doing the same for you. There are others who will, and this is confidence rather than haughtiness, founded on respect for oneself and self-awareness. And when you exhibit this level of confidence, you become into the man who everyone wants, but only a select few can have, the one who establishes the rules. Those who live by stoic life lessons are not the ones who follow them. To be the architect of your own happiness and the ruler of your own destiny. Number 2, let her be desperate. When a woman detects that you are no longer interested in her, something extraordinary occurs. She becomes desperate, and it's important to comprehend this change in dynamics, particularly if you were tempted to give in to your desperation as she started to distance herself. A regular occurrence is when a woman becomes aloof, her warmth suddenly becomes frigid, and, because of your desperate desire to get her back, you follow her about and ask her for explanations, wanting to pay attention to her as though she were the only person on the planet. But this response, my friend, desperation, is more than just a show of weakness, and this is exactly where many guys go wrong. When you respond this manner, you're effectively telling her that you're giving up control. I'm willing to sacrifice my dignity in order to gain your acceptance. Furthermore, what does that say about your self-worth? A woman will soon stop respecting a man, a self-deprecating individual who elevates her while undermining his own worth. Moreover, she frequently ignores him with no consideration for his feelings. What does she do with a man like that? To change this relationship, you need to take back control of more than simply the circumstance. But it's time to sit back, take a deep breath, and reevaluate your priorities because of your perspective. The instant you feel that she isn't treating you with the respect you deserve because things aren't going as planned, this isn't a game. It's time to make a serious withdrawal. It's about truly appreciating your value, not about acting distant in the hopes that she will pursue you, and choosing to concentrate on the things that are really important in your life if she doesn't see it. At this point, the desperation you formerly felt is directed towards her. The woman suddenly understands that her position is no longer assured after feeling safe in your adoration. Now that she knows you won't accept anything less, she no longer thinks you would stop at nothing to keep her. Then respect, this insight strikes her deeply. Her sense of control over you disappears, leaving her feeling lost and uncertain. The game shifts to a contemporary tale at this point, my friend. After feeling unappreciated for months, a man named Alex found himself in a similar circumstance. Taking his partner's approval for granted, he made the decision to cease seeking it. He turned his attention away from her and toward his own objectives and interests. He increased his time spent on his interests, reconnected with friends, and developed his profession. His partner didn't initially appear to notice, but eventually she started to recognize that the dynamic had changed. She grew more anxious to win back Alex's attention and admiration the more he concentrated on himself. She had previously taken Alex for granted, but now she was pursuing him. Attempting to regain his love, the lesson here is obvious once you stop being desperate. When you value yourself, others will start to value you too. Don't fear if she pulls away again. Let her handle the desperation. After she feels her control over you has diminished, watch how she responds. As she realizes what she formerly took for granted, she usually tries to retake control. Is slipping away by adopting this straightforward but effective behavioral change. Not only will the dynamics between you change, but you'll also begin to be respected and valued. This is the essence of stoic happiness. You deserve it. Finding contentment in oneself rather than in other people's approval. Keep in mind that today's stoicism is all about how you handle the issue, not inside the actual circumstance. Number 3, make the most of your time and effort. This is an important part of your life that many men tend to ignore. The unquestionable worth of your time and effort. Do you know many men who waste their valuable time, energy, and attention? Following a lady who doesn't genuinely value them is like throwing diamonds in the wind, wishing they would find value elsewhere. But this is the reality, and it's time you understand that for sure. Your most precious resource is your time, which is limited and irrevocable. Additionally, every moment you spend is one that you can never get back. So why are you continuing spending time with someone who doesn't value you? Here's where the stoic mentality is useful. High-value men who know their value. They know their time is a non-issue and never wasted on those who don't return the favor. Renewable resource, which they protect with the same zeal as their most valuable belongings. Seneca, the ancient Stoic philosopher, aptly stated that we do not have a limited amount of time to live. However, we waste a lot of it if the woman you want to date doesn't show real interest in you. Or giving back what you've done, it's obvious that she doesn't value your time. Because this is about respecting yourself and realizing your worth, not about being selfish. Your time will become valuable to others when you learn to appreciate it. Not everyone deserves your time, effort, or commitment, so you must use discernment. This just indicates that you realize how valuable you have something to offer, not that you're being cruel. And you're not going to waste it on someone who won't value it if you start to back off.